A pleasant good evening to you. Welcome to the Big House, U.S. Bank Stadium, as we get ready for the Class A girls soccer state semifinals. Our first semifinal tonight is the St. Paul Academy and Summit School Spartans with a record of 10 wins, 6 losses, and 4 draws against Providence Academy. The Lions coming in with a record of 17 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. Jeff Pappas with you. We'll see if we can get the starting lineups, but it's a little bit echoey in here. That's going to be problematic, I have a feeling. Providence Academy in a great season for them. Had only 1 loss. It was against Visitation on the 21st of September. It's a team that knows where the net is and how to get to it. Their other blemish on their record, a 1-1 draw against Minnehaha Academy on the 5th of September. And they take on a Spartans team that came into the section tournament at 500 and a very slow start to their season. And after the game against Providence Academy, these teams played, which was actually they played twice this season. Providence Academy winning both games 2-1 and 6-0 on the 14th of September. The Spartans stood at 1 win, 3 losses, and 4 draws, and then came back strongly in the second half of the season. Got things figured out, and then in the Section 3A tournament, beat Trinity School, Visitation, and Minnehaha Academy. Providence Academy in their section tournament run defeated Maranatha 8-1, and then Breck by 2-0. Providence Academy boasting one of the state's best players in Madden Greenway. The freshman is the state's leading goal scorer this year with 52, and she's a freshman. Also an excellent basketball player if you followed high school basketball. Providence Academy took second in the state when she was a 7th grader and then won the next 2 state championships. So she is quite an athlete, and I'll be watching her very closely. Avery Lampe, who is a junior on this team, is also a D1 commit. She'll be playing at the University of Kentucky. So it's Providence Academy team, deep and talented. They like to play balls through the middle and like to find, especially Greenway, on the receiving end. And these teams played. Their last game was a 6-0 win for Providence. Greenway had a hat trick. Lampe scored 2 goals, and Lydia Grachik with 1 goal. Greenway did not play in the first game between these teams, the 2-1 win. Lampe and Tatum Janicic scored the goals, and then Elizabeth Tuttle scored for St. Paul Academy. And we have no national anthem here, as the already taken care of that, so we will be ready to go. St. Paul Academy in the white, heading to their bench, and of course Providence Academy in the blue and gold. Morris for the Lions. Lampe is a senior. Inga Nelson, a midfielder, and Gabriella Henkel at forward. And we'll listen to the cheers here at U.S. Bank Stadium. It'll be Audrey Steves, freshman goalkeeper for Providence Academy, wearing the now ubiquitous 0. And in goal for St. Paul Academy, Annika Lillegard, one of their 2 seniors. She wears number 98. ready to start momentarily. It'll be St. Paul Academy to kick off, and we are underway. We'll start with a long ball and finally hold possession on the left side. Trying to step over there was Sawyer Danielson and unable to control it. Ball will leak out. And now Providence Academy getting its first touches. Ball over to the right touchline, and it winds up going out of play. Be a throw in for Providence Academy. Ball winds up at midfield. We got our first foul, and then it'll be a free kick to St. Paul Academy. Just underway here from US Bank Stadium. Number 1 seed meeting the number 4 seed. Try to go over the top, and there's a flick on that's going to wind up being cleared right on into touch by Lauren Damberg, junior defender. Throw in coming. Probing for a little opening in the defense and not finding one. Now the ball out to Lampy, who starts back on the right. Plays it ahead. Now Lampy will swing right and goes down and earns a free kick. Be about 40 yards out from goal. And it's Tatum Janicic, excuse me, to take the free kick, and plenty of firepower on the other end of the ball. Chopped into the area, and it winds up rolling to the right, and they do save it. Or they do not, according to the assistant on that side. As Greenway thought she had, but as it turned out, got behind the end line for a goal kick. Good day to be playing inside after the first snowfall of the season last night. There's a ball down the right as Claire Ryan Bradley, number 12, the sophomore, gets into the area with it, but cannot move it towards the goal. Now a ball in that's going to be dealt with by the defense, but it goes behind for a corner kick for the Spartans. And it'll be Aurelia Mesa, the other senior for St. Paul Academy, to take the free kick with the right foot. Ooh, and it went right through. And a follow-up that goes over the bar and behind from Danielson, and a free goal kick rather for Providence Academy. Through the near side. Stepping over the ball is Grachik, playing it towards the middle, looking there for Greenway. Dispossessed. And they will recycle possession. Almost caught in possession there. Now ball comes ahead, and St. Paul Academy will start up with numbers, but the ball winds up at the feet of the defense and into touch on the near side. And now the Lions gain possession and storm through midfield. That's Lampe on the right. Greenway tries to beat a defender for pace and then goes down at the top of the area. Referee gives the foul, and that is going to be quite an enticing spot for a free kick. Greenway over the ball, through the wall, and a sprawling save, and the rebound is knocked home for the first goal of the contest. And I'm pretty sure that was Lampe in front of the goal, and 6 minutes into the contest, we have a goal. Really not much really that could have been done about that from the point of view of Lilligard. It is Lampe. It was a great stop by Lilligard in the first place. The shot came low and through the wall, and the goalkeeper made a terrific stop, but was helpless on the rebound. And Providence Academy has the lead. Now in the middle, Greenway tries her luck with the right foot. That's blocked in defense by Meza. Now, referee says play on. Ball in the middle, and that's going to be thumped right back. Greenway dispossessed again. Trying to slide a ball through on the left, and the defense will have the edge there as Janicic now circles into the middle with the ball. Janicic, entry pass is booted away. Greenway, top of the area, fires over. They can hit you a number of different ways, this Providence Academy team. Greenway unable to reach it, and Meza clears to midfield. That's picked up, and now here come the Lions. Ball over to the right. Janicic trying to stride through and scores. Oh, boy. Janicic from range, and it's 2 now. After only 7.5 minutes of play. Well, a double strike, and Providence Academy showing why they are the top seeds, scoring twice in the first. Eight minutes of this game. Again, Providence Academy in possession and pushing forward. This is Grachik on the near side. Switches over to the right. And now it's picked up there by Lampe. To the left, good ball for Grachik. Little 1-2 play right at the top of the area. And Grachik then feeds the ball through to Janicic as a late arriver, and now back over to the right side, and you can see this Lions attack is just hammering the Spartans back into a defensive shell. That ball winds up going out of play, but it's a corner kick. Lampe spends a lot of time playing a false 9, and is one of the more popular roles now in the game. Here is the right-footed entry ball. And one try. Here's a second try for Greenway. Goes down in the area. And the referee says, play on. False 9 is a player who will, especially in an attacking front three, will drop off the strikers and allow more space for the other two to run into, which is dangerous from range and good, obviously, with the ball at her feet. And we saw that on her rebound goal. Ball on the near side. And here is Danielson trying to feed one through, and it'll go to the other, all the way to the other side of the field. And substitutions coming on now. Is Audrey Jansen coming on for the Spartans. Carolyn Stevenson for Providence Academy. Stevenson will replace Grachik. And a throw in on the far side for the Spartans, who are trying to settle down and figure out a way to get into this game. Lead ball picked up there by Danielson, who's seen the ball on both sides of the field. And in the first half, that goes into touch, throw in, will be taken by Danielson. Oh, no, it won't. A cut back, but it was from beyond the end line. And a goal kick coming for Providence Academy. 2 quick goals in the opening 10 minutes. Now Greenway in midfield, trying to beat 2 players off the dribble. That was a little ambitious. And Tuttle dispossessed in midfield, and now back comes Providence Academy. A pass. Oh, nice ball trap there. And played through, finally onto the goalkeeper. And Lilligard made just a nice trap there by Greenway to take that ball. And she is slow getting up and now may require some attention. And trying to walk it off, but ball will be in possession of the Spartans. And it's going to have to be a drop ball there. Now that's taken care of. Now out of play on the far side, and that throw will go to the Lions. Lampy to Greenway. And then Greenway dispossessed, trying to play it past another defender. Likes to beat players off the dribble. And has shown a great propensity for that, of course. As we know, here's Nelson for the Lions, playing it into the middle. And we get a foul. Free kick coming for St. Paul Academy. A chance to get some players on the end of this ball from Danielson, the junior. Goes right for goal, and it winds up in the possession of Steves. And there's a pick-off there by Lampy. There you see her dropping deep. And we'll head back deep into the midfield to help win the ball as well. That's classic false 9, but you have to have trust in your forwards as well. Now as Greenway moves in and is dispossessed. Does open up more space for the midfielders, and it means a more active role for Lampy. and more time around the ball, which is where they want her, and that is a rather awkward challenge that the referee allows to continue, and now the throw goes out of play. And it'll be a throw-in for the Spartans, which they immediately give back to Providence Academy. Spartans try to play it through for Danielson leading the line, and now they do get the ball ahead, and Claire Ryan Bradley unable to make a play on the ball. She and Danielson doing the upfront work for the Spartans. Angled pass for Greenway is intercepted. Stepping up Nelson. Ahead by, I'm going to get a foul called there. Ava Schroepfer starting that play on the left, but came to grief in the middle, and it will be a free kick for the Spartans. And that is Meza. Long ball ahead, flicked on over the top, and the keeper will take it. Now shaking loose down the right, Lampe. Cuts back inside. And back to the outside. Draws three defenders before finally losing possession. And now here's Janicic closing and gets right to the top of the penalty area before finally losing possession. Janicic again, and that's charged down. Danielson. Outside of the boot. Good pass to the far side there for Bradley, trying to run onto it and gets there. Now Bradley will beat a defender for pace, tries to cut it into the box, and now it winds up knocked behind for a corner kick for the Spartans as we have passed the 15-minute mark in the first half. And it'll be Danielson to take it. No, Danielson runs away from it. Kick taken short. Danielson, right-footed ball in and knocked away by the defense. It's going to wind up going out of play. Throw in for the Spartans. And another one. Nope, now that one went the other way. So Providence Academy then losing possession, and there's a long effort by McCarthy that winds up going behind for a goal kick for the Lions. And played into touch by Stevenson, throwing coming for St. Paul Academy. Played down the right, Bradley after it. Takes it centrally and then winds up being dispossessed by Janicic. Ball on the left, and they get it forward in a hurry. Here is Greenway. And losing out, drop back to Meza, who clears. But Greenway is right there to regain it. Greenway looking to clear the right foot and unable to do so. Nelson feeds it over to the right. A little heavy touch there, and it winds up going into touch. Providence Academy has been on the front foot throughout. Now long ball over the top, looking for Bradley. And almost stole the ball off the defender, Nelson, who kept her nerve and managed to clear towards midfield. Danielson to get it back on a one-touch pass. That's too heavy, though, and it winds up going out of play. Throw in for the Lions. Stevenson losing possession. Now picked up in the near side. Natalie Weibel, 14, and has played down the right. And that is going to go behind for a goal kick. See, we're under 21 minutes, coming up on the halfway mark of the first half. Goals 2 minutes apart from Lampe and Janicek have the top seeds firmly in the saddle at this point. Stevenson played it back in the midfield, and there again is Lampe dropping back deep. Janicek. Lampe. Greenway. Turns. Left foot, and then tries to cut it back. And the ball almost wound up right back at her feet. Now it's played finally to the left side and back into the middle where it's going to be controlled by the Spartans. A long ball down the right will find touch. And a throw in for Providence Academy. And St. Paul Academy will try to dribble out of traffic this time, and that winds up going out of play as Lucia Gonzalez unable to control it. Now we're going to get a substitution. Ella Bond, a sophomore, coming on for St. Paul Academy. Here's the throw. And Bradley tried to whack away at it. Now it winds up running towards midfield, and Danielson unable to get there. Try and beat him over the top. And that's Ann Zhang, center of defense, playing it ahead, number 16 for St. Paul Academy. And that's going to wind up going into touch. Throw in for the Spartans. Weibel thought about it and then thought better. That time it's taken by Gonzalez. The ball down the right. That's a useful cross in front of the goal as Danielson put it right into the 6, and just a minor moment of consternation for the Lion defense before Steves is able to claim it. As Bradley tries to tip one forward for Danielson. Runs to the near side. It's going to go out of play. The throw-in will be given to the Lions. Played back to the center. Spartans pressure doing a little better over the last 5 minutes or so. Here's a ball through that's picked up there by Zhang and center of defense and back out to midfield. A layoff there, too far for Greenway, and Zhang boots it ahead. Danielson in midfield, trying to beat a defender for pace. Now plays it across to the right. And, good ball in, but the flag's up for offside on the far side. Maybe one pass too many there. Tried to find Danielson looping back around, and that last pass, she ran into an offside position, and the flag came up. That's a place where you need to be careful. Now ball to the left, and there's Danielson again, taking the shot, and it winds up tipped behind by Steves. Corner kick coming from the Spartans. Much better stuff from St. Paul Academy over the last 10 minutes. They are able to find space in front of the goal for Sawyer Danielson. And this will be Meza to come and take this corner kick. Towards the back post, headed down and right at the goalkeeper. as Steves comes up with a save at the left goal post. But again, better stuff from St. Paul Academy. The ball forward for Greenway, who takes it and starts off and then goes down, and the ball cleared away. As the ball winds up squared by Janicic. A save made, ball out of midfield. Weibel with it, and then lost out to Greenway. Lampy from distance. Ooh, and that was a good stop as Lilligard got there to tip it around the post. Corner kick coming for the Lions. We have just over a quarter hour left in the first half. And our first Class A semifinal. Southwest Christian, the number 2 seed, will do battle shortly. Ooh, that ball's headed over from the corner kick, so well placed. Southwest Christian playing St. Charles, the number 3 seed. That game scheduled to start around 7 o'clock. Now the ball cleared away to the near side. It's going to go out of play for a throw-in for Providence Academy. And Bella Schaefer plays it in, number 9. Good ball to the left. Lampy. Greenway breaking on the right. Lampy from a sharp angle. Lays it in front, and the defense deals with it. Now Danielson can't hold the ball at midfield as Alber plays it away. Now Lucan puts a ball down the right, and that's too much to ask for Sawyer Danielson. Throw-in coming for the Lions. Try to loop over the top, and that's going to wind up going behind, and that is a corner kick. Substitution coming for St. Paul Academy. And it's Sophia Johnson, freshman. Interesting alignment here as they're going to try to run players onto the ball, it looks like. Here comes the corner. Towards the back post, it's too strong. It goes over the top. And now played ahead on the right, looking there for Janicic. It's back in the middle now. Oh, a good angled ball there looking for the, a good ball looking for the angled run of Danielson. And that was knocked away at the last moment. But a foul anyway. It'll give the free kick to Providence Academy. Here it is. Comes over to the near side. And that's Annabelle Alber with it. Now Janicic. Greenway overplayed it but kept possession. Now has to come back for it. And the Lions doing a nice job shading the Spartans off the ball for the moment as Zhang plays it ahead to midfield for Danielson. Danielson lays it ahead, and there's a long ball down the right that is going to get out of play. Lions throw on the near side. That's going to get out of play. The throw in to the Spartans. And we'll have a substitution now. And it'll be Sonia Carbanda, number 11. Sophomore getting a chance to make an impact. And now here comes Janicic back. And a ball just a little bit too far for Greenway. The goalkeeper will come and make the play, Lilligard. Good clearance. Danielson tries to foot trap, and it goes over to the far side. And here is Mezo with it. And that winds up going out of play. Substitution. Stevenson comes back on. Ball winds up going out of play, and a throw in for St. Paul Academy as we're under 10 minutes left in the first half. 2 goals in the first 8 minutes from Providence Academy have given them a cushion. Another throw in for the Lions. Out of the near side, Schaefer into the middle. And they build down the left. Schaefer cuts towards the middle. Pursued there by Zhang. Took it off her. Ball loose on the right. Zhang tries to clear it ahead. Unable to play it past Alber. Now it rolls down the left and out of play. That'll go right back where it came from. Ooh, Zhang has run over there. Late challenge there by Lampy, and a free kick awarded. In that case, it's just a question of who gets to the ball first, and in that case, it was Zhang, so when Lampy arrived, it looked, I think, worse than it was. Into the middle. And taking off again, Janicic. Greenway blasts one towards goal, and it's over the top. Well, you don't get 52 goals by being afraid to shoot. And Eddie Greenway certainly not afraid of that by any stretch. Sophomore scoring sensation for this team. There's Janicic. Knocked back into the middle, and now St. Paul Academy trying to get ahead. Ball down the near side, looking there for Carbanda. Now Carbanda runs onto it and then puts it into the middle where there's no teammate, and it's picked up. Ball down the left, and a nice touch there by Stevenson. Comes over to the near side though, and defense has the answer there. Schaefer. Has it back. Into the middle. Lampy, the one touch to the right for Greenway, who's not finding a lot of space. And a long ball ahead looking for Danielson. And that was not all that close. Zhang with a header into the middle. Lampy to the right, and they'll keep possession. Will Providence Academy on the right side with Janicic, who never seems to stop running. Now tries to play one in, and that's charged down and into touch throw for the Lions. As we come up on exactly 6 minutes to go in the opening half. That's out of play. Another throw for Providence. Ball in, looking there for Lampy, who goes down in the area. And again, the referee not interested. Strong clearance. Now played over the top and back into the defensive 18. They'll try to concede a throw, but Danielson will get there first. Nice piece of skill by Danielson. And gets it back. Long shot, winds up deflecting out of play, and it's going to be a goal kick anyway, though. And now they've changed it to a corner kick. I thought that was the right call in the first place, as Meza will come up and take it. Towards the back post and headed on goal, but paying the price for it was Gonzalez, who got up for it, but got her head on it, and then maybe had a clash of heads there and wound up going down on the turf. Just over 4 minutes to go, and St. Paul Academy back in possession, and a shot, and they're on the scoreboard from range. Well, isn't that just what the doctor ordered? And it was Gonzalez, the striker. And with just over 4 minutes left, 35th minute goal. St. Paul Academy gets a goal they obviously need, and now it's 2-1. That was from every bit of 30 yards, and is just what the doctor ordered right before halftime for St. Paul Academy. It fell behind early. Ball over to the far touchline. Had a free kick awarded prior, and it'll be St. Paul Academy to take it. Eileen Guinea, the head coach for Spartans in her second year. Now into the area. There's a second shot that doesn't miss by much, as Danielson was teed up right on the edge of the area, as St. Paul Academy making a bid to tie the game before half. Goes out of play. Throw in Spartans. Gonzalez, that's a handball, and that will give a free kick to St. Paul Academy. Just under 2.5 left now. Top of the area, header. Winds up coming back out off the defense. Greenway back to help out on defense. Now, Spartans get the ball and look to tee it up. Ball to the right looking there for Bradley, and it winds up going out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for the Spartans as we're down to just over 90 seconds to go in the first half. Ball lobbed and finally played into the stands on the far side. Ball in the middle and a little side spin on that ball, and it winds up coming over to the near side and is finally just played on into touch by Albert. It'll be quickly taken throw. Danielson trying to run onto the ball, gets the last touch though, and it goes out of play. 1 minute left. Johnson trying to play it ahead. Long ball down the right will bounce and find up on Lampy's boot. And then Lampy's fouled. That'll be free kick. .40 seconds to go. And Janicic takes. Long ball ahead. Oh, and it winds up deflecting right over to Stevenson, who puts a low shot on goal, and Lilligard makes the stop. Bradley running after the ball, not able to get to it as we're under 10 seconds to go. And here's Greenway latching onto it. That ball is ushered on into touch, and that's half. Well, an entertaining half here at US Bank Stadium. Lampy in the 6th minute, Janicic in the 8th. Girls semifinal tonight between Providence Academy and St. Paul Academy. This is the number 1 versus the number 4 seed. Providence Academy, the top seed. 1 loss and 1 draw this season. Taking on a St. Paul Academy team that caught fire in the second half and wound up making it all the way to this location. We're ready to go, and the Lions kick off to start the second half. Providence Academy works left to right as we call the second half for you. Greenway put it in the middle, and that's intercepted. And Bradley coming back deep for it. Now a ball down the left looking for Danielson, who will latch onto it in space. Now cuts to the top of the area, looking for space, and then finally leaves it off. And we're going to get a foul on the Spartans. Free kick coming for Providence Academy. And the goals in the first half, Lampy, Janicic for Providence Academy, Gonzalez for SPA. Out of play on the near side, throw in coming for Providence Academy. You know that very talented group, Paul Cronin, the coach in his 7th season here. It's really been his breakout season. 16 1-on-1. There's an effort right onto the goalkeeper. Lilligard with the save and the clearance. Here's Janicic. Layoff on the right, no one there. That's that one-touch pass in midfield, which if you've got players in position can get you free pretty easily. No, they try to play the ball down the left. And it comes to grief. Back is Danielson on the turn. Danielson takes the shot, and it's 2-2! Sawyer Danielson from long range, and we are back on terms. Danielson in the 42nd, and we are level. Great play and a perfect shot placement by Danielson. The Lions will concede goals now and again. They have had 4 games this season where they have conceded 3 or more times. But an awful lot of offensive skill. We'll take care of that as we're listening to the announcement of the goal. Danielson with a screamer, and we are even at 2. Now into the middle. Ball over to the near side for Elizabeth Hughes. Ahead now for Janicic. Greenway. Back into the middle, and that's picked off. And cleared back deep into the Lions' defensive third. There's a throw-in for the Lions. And I'll go back over the other way. St. Paul Academy, the last 2 goals. And wonders for their confidence. A team that defeated them 6-0 the last time they played. There's a foul. The body, and that'll be a free kick for Providence. They played twice this season. Lions won both. The first game between those teams 2-1. And Zhang with a left-footed clearance. And there was a foul called prior to that clearance, so it'll be a free kick for the Spartans. Providence Academy defeated Pine Island Zumbrota Mazeppa 9-1 to get to this game. St. Paul Academy over Esco 2-1. Now down the left, that's going to come to the goalkeeper. Steves with the play. That's cut out by Zhang. And then fed ahead on the left side. A little flick on header looking for Danielson, but went in the wrong direction, but picking it up now, Bradley. With the right foot, looking for Danielson in the middle. And that's going to be deflected back to the goalkeeper. And that, I don't believe, was a legal back pass. But the referee allows it. Now Greenway down the left, can't find space again, winds up going into touch, throwing for the Lions. Greenway brings the ball to ground, gets to the left foot, takes the shot, and it's right on to Lilligard. Most impressive thing about Greenway is that she can play with either foot, which is something you'd expect out of her after all this time, even though she's only a sophomore. Now Zhang tries to play it through, and that's going to be picked up there by Lampy, the false 9 on the left. Play over for Greenway. Janicic. Flicked into the area, keeper stays home. And the defense deals. On the near side, it gets past Collins to the near side and into touch. Throw in for Providence Academy. Down the right, there's an off-balance, high arcing shot that is right on to Lilligard from Lampy. And headed on by Bradley, who runs onto it in a race there. And finally, defender Guttereets puts that into touch. 6, not 5, which would be Cecilia Karen. Concedes the corner. Into the area. Ooh, and volley goes wide. Goal kick for Providence Academy. Getting tested here, 2-2. Into the middle, picked up by Gonzalez, who scored their first goal. Lampy dropping it back to the right. Hughes tried to play it in. And then on the second try, sends Janicic away. Janicic. Now harried. He takes the ball all the way across the field, then try to cut it back. And then tries to squeeze a shot through, and that's dealt with by Zhang. Ball goes out of play finally for a goal kick for St. Paul Academy. Out of play on the near side. Bounds over the scorer's table. It'll be a throw in for Providence Academy. Our first substitution of the second half coming. As Hughes throws it in. Lampy down the right. Picked up again by Janicic. Zhang. Into the middle and some space for Johnson, and then Johnson bombs one ahead. And Audrey Steves picks that up without trouble. Left-footed clearance from the keeper. Johnson. Picked up in the center of midfield, now play to the right, and that is Greenway looking for the ball on a foul. May just give it to her in the long run. Right at goal by Janicic, and that would have been from over 40 yards. Johnson, freshman in midfield, feeds over to the right. Try to work a wall pass there. Slowed up, Johnson crashing in. A lot of 50-50 stuff on the ball here. Here's a pass down the right. Danielson trying to latch onto it. Can she get to it? Yes, but can't cut it back. And it winds up, it was deflected behind for a corner, excuse me. Corner kick coming. And it will be Danielson to take it. Low ball and flicked wide by Weibel in front, and that's a goal kick. Inside half an hour to go. To the middle, Collins. Over to the far side. Try to find Danielson down the right. And that's picked up. Greenway tried to play forward. Now they try to split the defense, and Zhang is there. Harassed by Lampy over to the right. Now down the right for Danielson. It goes out of play. We'll get a substitution as Blake Hudson comes on, an 8th grader for Providence. Coming off is Annabelle Alber. A handball there, and it's going to be a free kick for the Lions. In a 2-2 game. Long ball towards the top of the area, bounces once, and no trouble for Lilligard. Other scores here at US Bank today. Edina over Andover in the Class 3A, 3-0, and Wayzata over Maple Grove, 5-1. So Edina and Wayzata will meet for all the marbles. And Holy Angels over Totino Grace, 4-1, and Benilde over Winona, 7-1. Now the ball stripped away. And back comes Janizic. And Greenway overran it. DePaul Academy clears their lines again. Hughes now into the middle. Here's Danielson down the right. And the ball is knocked away. Throw in for Providence Academy. Zhang starts up, reading the field, and now tries to thread one through on the right for Bradley. 3 defenders there. Now Greenway. Out of play. Throw in for Providence Academy. And one of the things I like about that forward line is that they rotate. They can play any side of the field. They can isolate wherever they want. And St. Paul Academy has stood firm since the 8th minute of this game. Now down the left, Bradley dispossessed. Danielson on the right foot, squeezes in the shot, and a stop made by Steves. Sawyer Danielson made a bid there for his 2nd goal of the game. Here's Greenway in midfield, losing out. Ball played over to the right. Greenway immediately goes into the press, and then with a shoulder charge commits a foul. Free kick coming. Meza over the ball. To the top of the area, bounces there. And we get a free kick. This is an interesting spot. It's about 20, 25 yards out from goal, and we got a card being shown. And Greenway is headed off. Grachik will come on. So now I'm not sure what the yellow was for, but they have to explain it to the benches. don't know if that was for dissent or if it was for unsporting conduct, but Greenway knew it and ran right off the field. Bond comes back on, and all kinds of shooting options here for Danielson, who we know can strike from distance. And she's referee moving the wall back, the requisite 10 yards. So players on the end, and a wall, and here's Danielson. On the ground, and it's 3-2! Perfect placement by Danielson. Shot it around the wall and found the lower right corner of the goal. Minute 56, Danielson makes it 3-2 for St. Paul Academy. From all the credit in the world, 2 goals in the first 8 minutes they went down. And now have come all the way back. So Danielson with a brace of goals in this semifinal. And a throw in now for the Spartans, and the Lions have to chase the game with 23 minutes to play. Now a run down the right for Danielson, and that will be headed off. Winds up going out of play, but the Spartans win the throw. Ball in from Gonzalez, and that winds up deflecting. And it's a corner kick. St. Paul Academy giving the number 1 seeds all they want and then some. Danielson ready to take the corner. Takes it on the ground and is cleared away by Lampe in the midfield, and finally into touch. A throw in for the Spartans. St. Paul Academy now with a lead to protect against the team that beat them twice during the regular season and outscored them by a combined 8-1. Now Zhang steps up. Cross-field pass. Will wind up in possession of the defense as Lampe came up for it, but winds up going out for a throw. That's Hughes. And some substitutions here for Providence Academy now as Schaefer is back on. Excuse me. Throw in for Hughes. Janicic. And across, Hughes takes the shot and didn't miss by a whole lot there. It goes behind and will still be a goal kick. Danielson booting it ahead. Janicic. Now Greenway. Good control. Greenway. Oh, that was lovely. Maddie Greenway banks it in off the far post, and it is now 3-3 for Greenway. That is goal number 53 this season. And in minute 59, we are back on level terms. Greenway, such a powerful shot. Really not stoppable when it's placed there, but now back comes St. Paul Academy. And just missing over the top. Danielson making a bid for a hat trick. Goal kick coming for Providence Academy. Played into midfield, and now getting ahead. I believe that's Weibel. Nope, excuse me, it was Gonzalez, 19. And it goes out of play on the far side. Throw in for the Spartans. Well, the last time these teams played, there were also 6 goals scored. Just all by the same team. And this time they've been split down the middle, and we've got a great finish coming. 19 minutes and change to decide this. That's a lovely play there by Gonzalez to dispossess Janicic. And then Janicic goes down, Gonzalez goes down and wins a free kick. And here's Danielson over the ball. Into the middle, cut out neatly. And up the near side for Lampe, but Danielson denies that. Danielson again. Danielson, and a save. The ball is free, and that has to be a penalty. And, well, no, it doesn't have to be if the referee says it's not. As going for the rebound, Bradley went down heavily in the penalty area. So a major penalty shout there for the Lions. Now Spartans break through the middle, pass to the left, and they can't get it to Johnson. Bradley. Danielson takes the shot. Off the post. Well, Danielson again coming close, this time finding the woodwork in the form of the crossbar. Now Karen picks it up and plays down the wing. Referee letting him play. Bradley. Down the left. Gets into the area but lost the ball. Now a long ball over the top trying to find Greenway. Gets by Zhang, and then Zhang ran upper back and commits the foul. Oh, the referee says play on, excuse me. Now the Lions in control, over to the near side. And here's Hughes. She'll let that go into touch. And earns the throw. Here comes Janicic. Zhang out to challenge. Slows her up, ball to the middle, and that's picked off by Johnson. Feeds it, but not far enough to find her teammates. Now down the near side, that's a little bit of a heavy touch there, and it's lofted back by Hughes. Hughes again. Janicic for Lampe, excuse me. That shot is charged down. Keeper will come for it, and it's going to wind up going behind for a goal kick. As Lampe came in and successfully disrupted that outlet pass, and now the goal kick with 15.5 minutes left in our second half and a 3-3 tie. It's been a terrific game. Now Greenway. Go to the left, and that is dealt with by the defense in the form of Tuttle. Now through the midfield. Pass on the right for Greenway, and then Greenway came in with a challenge against Elizabeth Tuttle, and that is whistled. Hughes after it, then lost out. Pass to the near side. And St. Paul Academy trying to hold possession. And that's lost out of play. Lampy, double teamed. That goes into touch, and another throw. Greenway cuts to the right and goes down and wins the free. Oh, yes, wins the free kick. Just outside the area. And the referee will walk off 10 yards for where he wants the wall to form. Here's the shot by Greenway, and it's off the post. It's deflected and winds up going behind, but Greenway with a well-struck free kick. It deflected off the outside edge of the wall and onto the goalpost. So Providence Academy has hit woodwork twice in the second half. Into the middle, away by Zhang. Now the 50-50 is starting to go a little bit more Providence Academy's way. But a very determined St. Paul Academy team. Far from ready to roll it up yet now with 12.5 minutes left. Ball played the near side and then knocked ahead by Hazel McCarthy at the left fullback spot now. Hughes. McCarthy comes up to challenge on Lampy. Now a ball ahead down the left. And that's going to go out for a throw for the Spartans. Bradley takes it quickly. Danielson trying to get into the area. And now played out to midfield and Janicic, but that's blocked out. And Providence Academy will try to build up the left. That's Janicic with the ball. Now turns back and dispossessed. Now Collins playing it ahead. Now Danielson on the right, trying to beat two defenders for pace. Gets to the area. Takes a sharp angled shot, and it came all the way through and was deflected behind, I believe, by Bradley, and it's a goal kick. Bradley went straight for the net and would surely have been there. Janicic on the right for Lampy. Pursued by McCarthy. Puts it into the middle for Greenway, and then Greenway runs into the defense. And the ball is played away. Referee says play on. Greenway trying to find space. Janicic takes the shot. And a stop by Lilligard. In midfield, controlled by Johnson. Good angled ball to Danielson at the top of the area, has space, and it's pulled off the goalkeeper. A stunning stop there by Steeves with 9.5 minutes to go, and Danielson did everything right there. Great job of finding space, had the shot you wanted from about 12 yards, and it was turned behind. Carbanda on for Maggie Samsel-Jones, and now corner kick coming. Into the area, and Carbanda tried to crash through. Danielson again. Puts it into the middle, deflected onto the goalkeeper by Carbanda, and Steeves made the stop. 9 minutes to go. Could say in regulation time, I reckon now, as Bradley goes after the ball to the near side. Hughes. That's stolen away. Johnson, the freshman in midfield. Gonzalez feeds the ball over to the right. Too much to ask there. And Spartans will watch the ball run out of play at midfield and earn a throw. Overtime rules, 2 10-minute added time halves with a golden goal rule in effect. And then penalties. We'll see if we need it. Danielson lost it, but it was deflected out, and it's a corner. Danielson, hands on hips, will catch your breath and then try and find a runner in the penalty area. Here comes the kick. It's low, it's away from Lampe to Greenway, who came back deep. Karen down the right, looking for Danielson. And now the Lions pick it up. Too far for Lampe at midfield, but now picked up and carrying on is Janicic. Heavy touch. And played back by McCarthy. Loose in midfield. And a nice intervention there by Karen. The ball winds up bounding back through to the central defense, and Danielson looking for another opportunity with 2 goals. And a very good opportunity for a third moments ago. 7 minutes left. Down the right, and finally, Janicic is forced out. Now, Hughes. Into the middle, they're looking for Greenway with no immediate effect. Now, play it back. Hughes again. Lobs it over Greenway this time. And now played back to the right for Greenway to run onto. The flag stays down, cuts back, goes down in the area, and referee says play on. Now a pass for Greenway. Breaks through and missed the net. Oh! Well, that was an opportunity that you hope doesn't come back to haunt you if you're a Providence Academy supporter. But now through the middle, here comes Danielson. and tries to take it right to the touchline. Goes out of play, throwing for the Lions. I apologize for my hacking and wheezing. I'm on the back end of bronchitis, and it has not been pleasant, I can tell you that. Up the middle, Zhang cuts it out. Now headed towards the middle. Only down the left, or the right as the Lions look at it, as Lampe lost it out of play. Throw in for the Spartans. As we come up on 5 minutes left in regulation. Will we get a winner in the 80 minutes? Janicic has it back. Junior, and runs the midfield for this Lions team. Ball to the left flank of the Spartan defense and out of play for their throw. 4:45 to go. Take a 5-minute break in the event of overtime. And they come out and play, as I mentioned, 2 10-minute added time halves, followed by penalties if it's needed. And a golden goal would be in effect. Now stolen away, and here's Janicic again. Comes to the right, and that is taken by McCarthy and cleared, but a foul. And it will give the Lions a chance for a set piece. Janicic over the ball. Puts it towards the area, away there by Meza to the far side. Out of play, throw in for Providence Academy. Greenway poked away. Nice play defensively as Johnson tries to turn on the ball but can't. A little cross-field lob is picked up. Janicic then dispossessed. Long ball ahead. They're going to try to run a forward onto it, and instead it will roll directly to Steeves. As the Lions have turned up the heat in the last 5 minutes. Now picked up by Gonzalez to the right. Danielson has a choice, goes to the outside, now cuts back looking for the left foot, and then drops it back up the middle. And then it ran astray. Greenway down the far side, on a ball into the middle is too far for Lampe, and it's going to go out of play. As Blake Hudson, the 8th grader, getting a really important touch there for the Lions in that last sequence. Throw taken by the Spartans, and down the wing, Danielson trying to beat Inga Nelson for pace and can't. Now Janicic weaving through midfield. Plays to the right, and it's stopped before it can get to Greenway. A little nutmeg on the near side. Played ahead by Johnson, and here's Danielson shaking loose. Danielson closing into the area. Danielson fires and finds the top corner. Well, St. Paul Academy with 2 minutes and 2 seconds to play takes a 4-3 lead, and it's Sawyer Danielson into the roof of the net. And just like that, the Lions have 2 minutes to find a tying goal, but Sawyer Danielson with a hat trick in the second half. All played ahead on the left, looking there for Bradley. Now played down the left side, and the Lions have work to do. And not much time to do it in. Januzic takes the shot. It's deflected. It's going to go behind, and that's a corner for the Lions with just over a minute to play. So they get a substitution in, but it's late. Grachik is coming back in, and the clock is running while this is going on. And now it's going to be Januzic over the ball with 35 seconds and the clock moving. And the clock is still moving. Now they want the substitution made, and finally the clock is stopped with 34 seconds to go. And that, here comes the kick. Back to the far post. Greenway with a header, loose in front, and cleared to the near side. Anywhere will do. It goes out of play. Throw in for the Lions as we're down to 20 seconds to play. And that goes out of play as well. One more throw. Hughes takes it. That goes out of play with 10 seconds left. The throw in is for the Spartans. And that is going to do it. Number 4 defeats number 1. A 7-goal thriller in the state semifinal, and it is St. Paul Academy moving on. They come from 2 goals down. Within the first 8 minutes of the game and win it by 4 goals to 3. A remarkable semifinal. St. Paul Academy now into the finals where they will play either Southwest Christian or St. Charles. That game scheduled to start at 7 o'clock. And spare a thought for Providence Academy, of course, working so hard and so long. They are 17-2-1. They have a third place game to play yet.